So in 2012, the Philippines met Turkmenistan. Phil Youngersman scored to go ahead. But in the last 10 minutes, Turkmenistan scored 2 to knock the Philippines out of the semi-finals. 2013, Phil Youngersman scores again, puts the Philippines ahead. This time, the Philippines hold on to the lead, and we win the group to go through to the main stage of the Challenge Cup next year. What did you guys think of the game? We'll start with Ronan. What was different this year from last year?
I think what was different from last year, we have more powerful team. We have Stefan Schrock, who is everywhere on the pitch, from left to right. We have, of course, the new striker Javier Patino. Phil Youngersman's goal came off from a rebound from Javier Patino's attempt. And mostly, I think we're more prepared this time.
And is it just about the personnel, Anto? Was it really Patino and Schrock making the difference, or is there a difference as well with the style of play?
I think the main difference is the personnel. We have more quality this time. We're physically stronger this time. But also there's some differences in terms of tactics. Like we are pressing higher now. Actually, the result of the goal came from a press, and I think that's one very important factor as to why we won the game.
Absolutely. Turkmenistan, for those who don't know, the highest rated team in the competition. So to beat them, are the Philippines now the team to look out for the Challenge Cup?
I think it would be right to say that, and not to be biased. I think you were saying earlier, we were saying earlier off the camera, right, that the Philippines had actually been qualifying, right, for the past, how many years is this, 3 or so?
I think it's just the last 2 competitions.
Last two, yeah. So, and then now with this, and remember we were saying, and I think it's just at least important to note, Turkmenistan came off a 7-0 win, right, from Cambodia, and everyone's talking about how the Philippines has to score 8-0 at home. We did that, we delivered, and then of course again this win. In fact, when we got that first goal, the only one from Phil, everyone was again worried at the 80th minute. We were like, not again, please, not again. I know, and then we got like what, 4 minutes of stoppage time. So people really, you know, people were keeping all their fingers crossed. So
maybe Phil made sure it didn't happen again by wasting some time getting sent off. Maybe that was the reason for that one.
And then I think we are at least, if not the team to beat, then at least one of the favorites coming into the main stage in Maldives next year. Ronan made the point about having these different people there. Anto saying also that not just personnel but also style of play. We've seen how there's a lot more width now on the offense. This whole experiment of having Stefan Schrock play on left wing that was I think revelation and an additional how do you say that, offensive option, of course.
But let's just hope that we'll be having the same group of players for
yes, that's the most important thing.
That's probably the biggest challenge for the Philippines with the Challenge Cup, if they have the same group of players. This is also defensively the 7th clean sheet in 9 games for the Philippines. How important have people like Rob Gear and Wani Garado been at the back for the Azkals?
Personally, I think that they've been very vital since the Suzuki Cup. I think they were the 2 players who really held the defense together, especially Rob. He's been fantastic, not just with his performances but with his leadership as well on the pitch. They both of them have been very crucial in keeping minimum attempts to our goal, and I hope they continue playing that way for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just researching before for an article I've just written, and in the last 20 games since the last Challenge Cup, the Philippines have had 14 clean sheets. So only 6 times out of 20 have they conceded. It's a really interesting statistic. That was partly with the Suzuki Cup as well. I think it was 3 and 5 clean sheets there. But what the Philippines lacked was the offensive options. They almost defended too much, and that killed them against Singapore. Even though the semi-finals, of course, was a really good result. But against Cambodia, 8-0. It's the 2nd highest victory in the Philippines' history. And it's back in 1917 they beat that with a completely different era.
You pointed out in your article,
a completely different era, almost 100 years ago. offensively, how much better have the Philippines become?
I think I think the Philippines has improved the offense very, very much. We have more. We see more midfielders attacking. We see more balls coming into the box.
Yeah.
The opponent's keepers flying everywhere, trying to keep the ball out of the goal. So I think we should see Philippines score more than once when we play other teams next time.
And we have a lot of players who can give those quality crosses, quality diagonal balls. But it remains to be seen how we can score against really organized defenses, against defenses who are physically strong as well, who are very good in defending crosses. So that remains to be seen.
Although at least I think it's so much better now than. If there's one thing I don't miss from our offense from 2 years ago, is the reliance on these long balls that sometimes do not have a receiving end up front. You're right in at least getting all these balls to the wings and then crossing it into the box. I think it's a very important aspect that we're now developing. But yes, defenders from other countries that are more advanced than we are tactically, we still have to see that.
And then you notice that our forwards are fighting for the ball more than previously. So they don't let the defenders hold on to the ball for pretty much long.
Yeah, that was really nice to see that. Rather than trying to play for the draw as it looked like they were going to do going into the game, they actually played with the intention of scoring. And that's something a little new since the Suzuki Cup. So it was a fantastic result for the Philippines against Turkmenistan. They've beaten the best team in the competition so far. They were the runner-ups twice in the last 2 competitions. So it's a really, really good result. And the Philippines really now are the team to beat come 2014. So we'll give you more updates on that. You can follow us at FTW Sports as everything with the Challenge Cup progresses.